Hey guys, what is up? Jeff here for One Fish, Two Fish. Today we're going to do an update video for our Red Sea reefer. Something or other. I don't remember what it is. 525 maybe? We've added a couple of things to this reefer in the last month or so. We've actually been putting a little bit more effort into actually hand caring for a few of the different corals. And we've added a couple of products, one of which I'm not entirely convinced yet that it is all because of this product, but since we have started using it, and it's weird because it's called Acro Power, and we have no acros in there, but we have started to get some really nice coloration on some pieces. So here is, as you guys know, our Red Sea reefer. Do not mind the mess below. We've got a little bit of stuff everywhere. We actually just added a couple other pieces today that were very nice pieces that are just sort of being neglected. We've got a really nice Indo Gold torch there that has just taken off in this tank. Some of the stuff, some of the coloration that we're getting. Now remember guys, this is just a regular camera. There is no lens or nothing on this. Everything that has been in here has been doing really well. To the point, like I said, we have added a couple other pieces. This is one that was not doing so well in our display tank in the back. Look at the, I don't know if you can tell on the video, the actual deep red of that. But see if I can zoom in a little bit here. Some really nice, like that Dragon Soul Favia, I can see it through the camera, not even close to how nice it looks in person. Some ultra red Blastos, again, just super nice. So a couple of the pieces we added that were doing fine in the tank, but just, we want to see if we can get some extra growth on them. A really nice chalice there. It might be a cloudberry chalice, I think it is. Let me see here. That is a Wolverine Favia, I believe it's called. Some of the spots in Ontario are selling them for big money. And we had a pretty decent piece. We have a couple frags in our frag tank. Again, they look okay, but that isn't as nice as that should look. The purple is alright, but the yellow is not what it should be. And then we have got, in this guy, I don't know how you guys are going to see it. There's a very tiny mushroom in there. You would not know that that's like a $400 mushroom. I can't remember the name of it. It's going to come to me in a second, and I'll let you guys know when I remember. And then another piece that we added. So, as you guys know, this is a Red Sea reefer. It is very much powered for the most part by Neptune. It has got the Neptune Apex Sky lights. It has got a couple of the Neptune wave pumps. A very good buy if you're looking for two. You can actually get the kit for pumps that are comparable for almost 35% cheaper on the retail end. And then obviously most of what is down here is stock, minus the Red Sea reefer skimmer, which we just added because it was a reefer, so we went with the same Red Sea reefer skimmer. And then we've of course got all of the basically Apex stuff that we can add and have fun with and keep everything easy for us to not actually have to touch this tank. We've got the Trident you see in the bottom corner there. We have got a couple of the dose pumps, and then we have a big stuff to hold our liquid doser. And then we got a couple things, because there's a few things that we dose in here that doesn't do well in acrylic. We dose Nopox very lightly in the tank, and kind of do it a very small amount, about a third of the amount that they call for every day, just to keep up. As you guys can tell, there's really not a lot of fish in here. There's a really nice, I don't know if I can catch him here, it's a black tamarin wrasse. Let me see if we can find him. Super pretty fish. And again, unfortunately, he's not a big enough size that you can really see how nice he is. Scopus Tang, There is a couple of other little things in here as well. And then there's just a very small cleanup crew. We are going to add a couple other fish to this tank, a couple clams on the top. We are going to add a couple more fish to this tank in the coming weeks. Just pest stuff for the most part. We're probably going to throw in another wrasse, and then a couple of something, maybe a small fox face, just stuff that will actually do exactly what the Scopus tank is doing right now, and that is just picking. And then also, guys, I want to show you this. Now this was in our display tank, or in our coral tank, and doing horrible. This is the nicest coral you can buy, but it is also one of the trickiest. This is a sun coral, and it's really not even tricky if you know what you're getting into. So you can see that it's sort of underneath a cave. That's where that coral wants to be. But it does not have the ability to make any food for itself. So the problem with it is it does need to be fed. You can already see on the top right, that's not looking good. That's some dead heads, which is why we moved it in here. And we're actually going to start putting some love to it every day. But the thing with that, if you're going to buy one of those, you do have to remember that needs to eat every day. Some Mizey shrimp, or just basically something frozen, very small, that you can squirt very close to its mouth. Usually when you do that, it'll open up and it'll get sort of excited to eat, and then it is the nicest coral you'll ever see. It literally looks like little sunflowers. They all come out, they all pop out. It's actually looking a lot better in here, even in the 24 hours that it's been in here. But we are going to keep a very close eye on it, and we'll bring you guys along on the next update video we do of this tank to show you how that is doing. But just that is one that you definitely want to do some research on before you pick up. A couple other things over here. This one actually looks good in the camera. It's very popping in colors. Half of this tank is kind of high-end nice stuff. The other half is really just regular, stuff that we have growing that we just wanted to put some stuff. This is the Polkaroo, I believe it's called. So just basic Greenophilia. But as you guys can remember from the last update video we did of this tank, it's coming along very nicely. We're really enjoying the lights. I've gotten a handful of messages of people asking me, because you see these all over the store. And to be honest, just so it doesn't sound like I am kind of talking negative about the Apex lights, for us, the reason we like them as much as we do isn't because they are such a better light than the Ecotech lights we found. The Ecotech lights are nice lights. We found for a store, if you've got a whole bunch of them, they're just so much easier to control. What we can do in 1 second on our phone compared to what we were able to do with 1 second on our phone with the Ecotech lights, we just found for us, with the amount of lights we have, because we've got I think 14 of them set up right now, it's a lot easier. We can do it very quick. We can show different blues. We can show different. It's a lot easier for us to, especially when we're doing stuff late at night. We're doing stuff through the evening. When the lights go off, obviously they're all on timers. If we come in early and we want to do something on the tanks, it's just so much easier to hit a button, flip the light up, and it's done. And we were finding that and some of this could have been on us for sure. Maybe we just should have, some older staff had set up the Ecotech lights. It wasn't myself. So, there could have been something with the setup as well, that maybe had we just reset them all and, had the availability to do it all that way. We just didn't. These were new. We do like Oliver Ecotech stuff. They do make very nice stuff. They do, and they're very good to us. They've always helped us out along the way. So, it all just lined up for us to swap basically all of them over to the Ecotech lights, or to the Apex skylights. So that was the reason. It wasn't because, and even the other tank that we had 8 left that we were going to leave, that we ended up switching to the skylights. It wasn't so much that we didn't like the Ecotech lights, as we just like the ability to be able to control these as quick as we can on our phones, because we do stuff at different times. That was basically the deciding factor in us changing. The money was all very similar. and that sort of thing. So that was sort of why we did it. So anyway, guys, that is just a little update video on the reefer for you guys. I'm going to do another one in about a month to see if that stuff is continuing to go. The next one I do, I will go in depth a little bit more on what we're actually putting into that tank. We are dosing it every day with a bunch of stuff. We are to the point of hand feeding it with a bunch of products. Just really quick what we use. Well, we dose Nopox in that tank every day, Red Sea product Nopox. We dose, we're using Aqua Forest, the 3-part. It's one that we actually make ourselves, but it is just all of, if you were to buy the ABC, the Aqua Forest ABC 3-pack kit, it's very similar to that. We also are dosing some Two Little Fishies Acro Power, not a product I have a lot of knowledge with. One of my staff really like it, and they started just for fun. They asked me if they could order a bottle of it, and they've been playing with it in the reefer. And they have gotten a couple of pieces to really pop. Actually, let me show you one more. I don't know if I'll be able to get how actually nice this is. So this was a piece that was $25 in our coral tank. And I don't know if you guys can tell with my, like I said, this is a YouTube camera, not a filtered lens and all that. But that was $25 in the coral tank, and nobody was buying it. We put it in here, and now that it's in here, it's become a grow out piece that we're just going to kind of leave it in there. But since it's been in there, you know, we've had 3 or 4 people see it and be like, is that for sale? And we just say nothing in that tank is for sale. But, you know, even a staff member has said, I want that. What do you want for it? So just remember that what something looks like, when you're allowed to play around with some different stuff to see what actually makes the stuff pop. So we're going to do another update video on this tank in about a month, where, like I said, I'll go through a little bit more in depth of what we're actually dosing in that tank, what the levels we are keeping in that tank. Hopefully we can get that sun coral to come back to life, and show you guys that, because that is just such a gorgeous piece. Such a gorgeous piece. Not something I'm going to actually bring in again to sell, because I just find that they are more work than, certainly not more work than they're worth, because they're gorgeous, but they are more work than most people can put in to actually have to spot feed it every day, a couple times a day. So, but anyway, you guys can follow us along, and hopefully you'll get to see it come back and pop, and it'll be what it was supposed to be. Anyway, guys, hope you guys liked the video. Hope you liked the update. Any questions or anything on the tank, what we do with the tank, or anything like that, post them below. Make sure to subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.